Mariano Rajoy could be ousted from the Spanish presidency as soon as this week, and the Catalan pro-independence parties could play a key role in it. Hello and welcome to Catalan News. The 47 Catalan MPs in the Spanish Congress will take part in the vote of no confidence against Mariano Rajoy, set for this Thursday and Friday. The chances he is removed from power are not many, but if the pro-independence forces vote yes, everything could change. Most parties are yet to decide their positions, but what is guaranteed is that this is going to be a crucial week for Catalan and Spanish politics. These are also relevant days for health, as the No Smoking Week is underway. In our show today, we'll get you some remarkable figures regarding tobacco use in the country. Rajoy's cabinet's future is at stake. After his party was affected by a corruption case verdict, the socialists called for a vote of no confidence against him. They seek to gather support from the majority lawmakers in the Spanish Congress. For that aim, support from Catalan parties in favour of a Catalan state could prove crucial. But at the same time, the socialists have been supporting direct rule, and their leader has recently bitterly criticised the Catalan president. Keeping Rajoy in power or ousting him to give power to one of his allies against independence is a dilemma currently at play.
The crime of rebellion must be updated after Catalonia's independence push. The Catalan president, Quim Torra, is a racist and supremacist. Oaths by Catalan presidents should, by law, refer to the Spanish constitution and the monarch. These are three ideas put forward by the leader of Spain's Socialist Party in several statements in the past few days. Pedro Sánchez has ramped up his criticism of the pro-independence movement this May. His party has supported direct rule in Catalonia for the past 7 months, showing total harmony with the ruling People's Party. Yet Sánchez now wants to oust Mariano Rajoy's government, and the pro-independence parties could prove useful to him. But his party will not change its approach to Catalan independence.
La posició del Partit Socialista, o més si vol en concret, del Partit Socialista Obrer Espanyol sobre la qüestió catalana és coneguda i no canviarà.
Sánchez has no alternative but to persuade the groups in favour of a Catalan state. That is, assuming the far-left Unidos Podemos party supports him. The coalition, including 12 Catalan MPs, will hold an internal vote to decide, but have already shown a readiness to go ahead. But the Ciutadans party rejected it, because they want a snap election to be called in Spain immediately after a no-confidence motion is successful. The pro-independence Esquerra and PDeCAT parties are now at a crossroads, keeping Rajoy, the man who removed the whole Catalan cabinet, or ousting him and supporting Pedro Sánchez, who has just hardened his position against independence. Esquerra officials are calling Sánchez to go and ask their jail leader in prison.
Parlarem amb el nostre president, Oriol Junqueras, amb la nostra secretària general, Marta Rovira, per prendre les decisions que facin falta en relació a aquest tema.
Oriol Junqueras is incarcerated, and Marta Rovira is abroad seeking refuge from the Spanish judiciary. PDeCAT is also sceptical, but none of them are ruling the move out. The Basque nationalists, who have just supported Rajoy's budget, are also essential for the operation to succeed.
It's not only the vote of no confidence that's putting pressure on Rajoy. The Catalan president, Quim Torra, is determined to form a new government, including officials in jail and abroad, even if that means taking his Spanish counterpart to court. Rajoy has so far blocked the proposed ministers from taking office. Today, the High Court in Catalonia said it has no competence to make a ruling over this clash of wills, but Torra is not backing down for the time being. One of his nominated and blocked ministers, Jordi Turull, said from jail that Rajoy is breaching his official duty with this move. Turull and some 15 more politicians, either in prison or abroad, will be supported in an event at the European Parliament tomorrow. Their relatives are already in Strasbourg. 8 parties from throughout Spain have organised the event, which will also be a tribute to the rapper Valtonyc. He is facing an international arrest warrant, having allegedly left the country to avoid entering prison in Spain over some song lyrics. Meanwhile, there are other issues on the table for the Spanish state related to its judiciary. An EU-funded survey shows that half of the citizens are critical of its courts. Meanwhile, the Catalan ombudsman today also stated that some fundamental rights have been criminalised by the use of direct rule. The imprisonment of leaders is also a hot topic in his latest report.
The Catalan ombudsman met with the Parliament Speaker Roger Torrent in order to present main conclusions of his latest report. Its title, the violation of fundamental rights and public freedoms as a result of the judicial reaction following October the 1st and direct rule. 7 months on, since Spain sacked the previous Catalan government after a declaration of independence last year, it continues to control the country's affairs. The Ombudsman, Mariano Rajoy, has called for the constructive dialogue between Catalonia and Spain in order to reach a peaceful solution to the ongoing Catalan conflict. This was not the only demand. The 9 Catalan leaders currently behind bars was also a hot topic at today's meeting.
L'alliberament immediat de les persones encausades per delictes de rebel·lió o sedició que es troben en presó provisional mentre no se celebri un judici en plenes garanties i hi hagi sentència ferma.
Some jailed leaders have questioned the separation of powers in Spain. They claim in some hearings that the judicial process is not entirely independent. According to Spanish citizens, this might be the case. A report by the European Commission found that nearly half the Spanish public believe that the independence of the country's courts and judges is poor. Nearly 20% think the situation is very bad. This makes Spain the 6th worst EU member state in terms of judicial independence as perceived by the public. The main argument behind this criticism, the Spanish government and politicians interfere or pressurize the Spanish judiciary.
Moving on, No Smoking Week has begun in Catalonia, and the health department has released some promising figures regarding the number of smokers in the country. As World No Tobacco Day approaches, today it was revealed that the percentage of smokers in Catalonia has fallen to an all-time low. 24% of people over the age of 14 are now considered to be daily or occasional smokers. This continues a positive trend seen in recent years in the country. The amount of smokers has been more or less steadily falling since 1990. According to the figures, 60,000 people in the country quit the habit every year. Yet 10,000 people die from smoke-related conditions in Catalonia on an annual basis as well. Aside from the usual health risks, smoking can also be damaging to one's wallet. In 2017, smokers in Catalonia spent a combined total of more than 2.2 billion euros in order to sustain their nicotine addiction. We also have some good figures about entrepreneurs in Catalonia. The number of people starting new businesses is growing at a strong rate, and it's even higher than in Spain and Europe. Last year, the rate of new projects went up from 7 to 8%, yet the figure is still some way from that in most innovative countries, 10 points higher. These are all figures by the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, which also found that the number of women in the sector is rising too. Barcelona has the most entrepreneurial activity and hosts world-class events for entrepreneurs, such as 4 years from now at the Mobile World Congress. In Catalonia, most projects are in the consumption sector, with over half of the total, followed by the service sector. And if you're considering to start a business yourself, keep in mind that the percentage of projects that closed down in the past year was 1.8%. Traces of ancient Greece and Rome can still be seen in almost all aspects of modern life. But in few places do these lost civilizations come as alive as they do in Terracor in the south of Catalonia. This year's edition of the Terracor Viva festival paid special attention to an extremely timely topic.
Can you name a woman who lived in ancient times? A philosopher, a professor, a slave? If you can't, it might well be because they've been systematically overlooked for centuries. But a festival in Tarragona is doing its bit to change the history books. This year, Terracor Viva sheds some light on the women of ancient Roman Greece by recounting the stories of Artemisia, Iras and Phryne, among others. Stories that can tell us a lot about our past, but more importantly, our present.
I això és fantàstic, no? Poder llegir el pensament d'una dona d'aquell temps, no? Lliure, cosa que avui dia lliures ho som, però tenim moltes coses a resoldre.
Another example is that of Aspasia, an extremely influential figure in classical era Athens.
I com que ella estava al costat de Pericles, que era l'home més poderós d'Atenes en aquell moment, que havia estat escollit millor estratega 15 vegades, com que era una dona intel·ligent, tenia opinió, parlava amb ell, l'ajudava amb moltíssimes coses, i la gent no ho trobava bé, això.
Aspasia's teaching might have also influenced one of the fathers of Western philosophy, Socrates. Yet her name today remains unknown, unlike her male contemporaries. If you want to learn her story firsthand, you'll have to wait until next year's edition of the festival. Organizers have already disclosed what the main theme will be.
L'any vinent, amb una reflexió sobre les ciutats, en un món on les ciutats cada cop tenen major importància i que penso que recordar com eren les ciutats antigues per saber on estem ara i cap a on anem també serà molt interessant.
In its 20th edition, the fair just about sold out, with more than 17,000 tickets bought. Stay tuned if you don't want to miss the next edition.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of 1968, the year when social revolution shaped the foundation of many Western countries. You may think of Paris, Prague, or protests against the war in Vietnam that took place in America, but Catalonia, still under the rule of the dictator Franco, also experienced its own awakening. A concert by Group de Folk, drawing inspiration from American folk music, brought thousands of people together. And yesterday, the band went on stage again in Barcelona's Parc de la Ciutadella. Enjoy their music and see you tomorrow.